Welcome everybody, and today we're going to talk about the Cavalier Oddjob. The Oddjob was the February 2022 LCA release, and it comes out of Cavalier Geneve cigars. Cavalier cigars were founded by Sebastian de Coppet, who was born and raised in Switzerland, and certainly as far as cigar history goes, he's in good company with the likes of Zino Davidoff, also coming out of Switzerland. And to jump right into that cigar history, when Sebastian was 20, he went to Honduras and started learning everything he could about premium cigars and the processes behind making them. As a matter of fact, on his very first day in Honduras, Sebastian met Ernesto Plasencia, which gave him an opportunity to start learning from the very best. Later on, once he had a cigar blend that he loved, Sebastian went to Switzerland and started Cavalier cigars with his White Series. His White Series caught on, and he started gaining popularity and pushing his cigars out around the world, and certainly found a ton of popularity and support right here in America. And his cigars with that gold foil on there are certainly prevalent across social media. Just a little bit of time spent on Instagram cigar pages and a post about a Cavalier cigar is going to come up in no time. Sebastian himself is also active on social media, posting a few reels about this blend right here before that LCA drop. Growing relationships through social media and other avenues makes sense for Sebastian, because if you go to his website, one of the foundational cornerstones of his company is that friendships and the people we meet throughout life make us who we are and enrich our life. I agree with that, and I also think that cigars facilitate those experiences we have together. Now, this is the point in the video where I usually start talking about the blend of the cigar that I'm reviewing. However, for this specific cigar, I think there's somebody way more qualified to give an overview of the blend, and here we go.
Hey, this is Sebastian from Cavalier. Just a couple of words on the Oddjob. So the whole concept of the Oddjob was obviously a collaboration between Privada, Brian, and myself at Cavalier. It took about a year to put together. It was a really interesting process. The wrapper is Habano from Jalapa, Nicaragua. The binder is Habano from Jamastran. Jamastran is an area in Honduras, in the area of El Paraíso. And fillers from Honduras, Nicaragua, and Paraguay. I think the point of the cigar, the research we had behind it, is find a way to have a cigar that is a little bolder than what we do usually, that has oil to it, that has richness to it, but that still is nicely layered and complex. Look forward to see what you come up with during the review. In the meantime, hashtag smoke gold, stay gold, hashtag we are Privada.
Now, when I say that I'm honored that Sebastian took the time to make that clip for this video, it doesn't even begin to describe how thankful I am that Sebastian took time out of his very busy day as a brand owner of a huge company to send that video over. So now moving on to the name of this cigar. The name of this cigar, Oddjob, is an ode to the henchman of the main Bond villain in the movie Goldfinger. The name of the cigar is also an ode to the signature gold foil that Cavalier uses on their cigars to ensure that their great blends stand out on the shelves. Cavalier uses the hashtag smoke gold, stay gold, and I would say that this cigar right here is just that. The construction is premium. The look of the cigar is obviously outstanding. A nice oily wrapper that's rustic and veiny and looks great with that gold and the band. The cigar has a solid medium pack that's nice and even. The bunch is also even. As you can see, there is one heavier tobacco leaf vein in there, but I don't think that's going to be a problem at all. I think this cigar is going to smoke just fine. And I already cut it and checked the draw. It's got a perfect draw. On the wrapper itself, as far as aroma, I get a nice aged earthy tobacco and nuttiness. On the foot, I get some dried fruit, some cocoa, along with that nuttiness and earthy tobacco that I was getting on the wrapper. As I started smoking, the flavor profile was outstanding. On the first third, I got a nuttiness, sharp cedar, caramel, earthy mushroom, slight cream, and mellow citrus. A creamy citrus and bold white pepper on the retro. In the second third, the creamy citrus stands out more, and a caramel and white pepper are rounded out by the cedar. Fleeting thyme and oregano developed as well. The nuttiness stays and starts taking over for that earthiness. In the final third, a rich molasses takes over for the sweet fruity notes, and the cedar continued to pop. Toasted peanut shell progressed the flavor, keeping the final third balanced and interesting. The woody, savory spices are prominent and lend to the complexity of the blend. The black pepper on the retro is strong and plays nicely against the molasses, creating a nice rugged, long finish. Certainly the cigar is a rich and oily complex blend, just like Sebastian intended. The flavor profile is bold, and so is the strength. The blend is nicely balanced and refined. In my opinion, the Toro is a great Vitola for this blend. It complements that balanced, bold blend and makes for a nice longer smoke, which is welcome for this flavor profile. Even with a decent wind blowing while I had the cigar, I had no issues with construction, and there was a nice burn throughout. This cigar is a win. It's a top-notch blend that I would happily smoke on any occasion. Obviously, this is one that I recommend. Huge thanks to Sebastian for taking the time to help me with this video and the first-hand information he provided. Making this video and learning about Sebastian's journey from the age of 20 in the cigar industry was a pleasure. A great history that developed into an awesome brand. Cavalier cigars are certainly going to be a mainstay in my cigar collection from here on out. And that is it from me. That's all I've got to say today. As always, thanks for watching. I appreciate the views, and have a good one.